Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker is now just under 4 months away from its official release by writer and director J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio, as well as creator George Lucas. That is all set and ready to end the sequel trilogy and the Skywalker saga itself. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, what's really exciting about Episode 9 is that yes, we do know that this movie is going to be a revelation film with many different twists and turns and surprises that will change how we view the past 8 Star Wars films that come before this one. But on top of all of this, we do know that Episode 9 is of course going to include brand new characters as well, that are going to be used in unique and different ways than ever before by JJ. Now on top of all of this, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film, and when it all comes down to one of the concept art descriptions, this is where things begin to get very exciting for Episode 9. Now specifically, what's really intriguing about all of this is that a description of Kylo Ren and his Knights of Ren traveling into an abandoned Imperial base, where it's described that they are in search for Palpatine's secret vault in the Outer Rim. It's explained that eventually Kylo and his knights discover this vault and come across a large hollow projector that is said to project a large hologram of Darth Maul in color, very similar to how it was done in Solo: A Star Wars Story. It's explained that in this hologram of Maul, Maul explains that the Wills are the ones responsible for creating the forces of the dark and the light, and that it was the Wills themselves who created the flow of the galaxy becoming unbalanced to test those who are worthy of creating the perfect balance between the light and the dark. It's said that Maul's hologram explains that he discovered this ancient secret in one of the dark temples over in the Outer Rim, just near the unknown regions, that was said to change his view of the dark side and the light and the quest for a greater power for his master Sidious. The sequence is said to involve a hologram of Maul that was recorded months before The Phantom Menace. So let's go over a couple of parts about this. Now, we do know that Episode 9 is going to be a movie that's really going to take fans by surprise, right? As well as unveiling all of these different connections to the originals and the prequels. Now, this Darth Maul sequence is actually said to involve a hologram that is over 60 years old. We are talking about months before the events of Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. So it's a very ancient, if you will, hologram of Darth Maul explaining about this deep secret about the Wills and how they were the ones directly responsible for literally creating and crafting the concept of the forces of the dark side and the light, and they use that as a way as to look over the galaxy and the entire universe of those worthy of creating the perfect balance as the perfect beings. Now, what's really intriguing about this, in case you guys did not know, the Wills themselves are godlike beings. The Wills have actually been around since the 1970s, ever since George Lucas created Star Wars: A New Hope, and of course The Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, you name it. And the Wills are actually pretty much the glue. They were actually once referenced by George as the Force themselves in his original version of the sequel trilogy that was never actually developed because he sold off Lucasfilm to Disney. So with that being said, this particular moment involves where Kylo and the Knights of Ren discover the Darth Maul hologram within, of course, Palpatine's vault that is actually locked away over in the Outer Rim territories. And what I like so much about this is that we're going to be learning more about the ancient Sith, the ancient Jedi, and of course the Wills, and how they had a major influence on the galaxy and how it was created. The origins of the galaxy, by the way, is of course going to be a big part of Episode 9, and how fans will see the Star Wars franchise change just with one movie, that of course being Episode 9. Now on top of all of this, Darth Maul was actually said to have discovered this ancient secret, if you will, inside of one of the Dark Temples. In case you guys are completely unaware about the Dark Temples, they are essentially scattered throughout the entire galaxy, throughout all corners of the galaxy, including the unknown regions, that are said to actually be a bridge to the beyond once they are all activated simultaneously. So it's a very interesting side of Star Wars that fans have never seen before on the big screen, that will make its way to the finalized version of Episode 9. That's going to make us understand the wills, the dark, and the light in different ways by JJ, George Lucas, and of course Chris Terrio. Now, without a doubt, I have to say that I do believe that George Lucas had a big role in this particular scene, since he is the man, right? He is the one who created the wills themselves. If it weren't for George Lucas, we wouldn't have the wills and Star Wars in general, so we really do have to give George Lucas a lot of credit here. So, with that being said, you know, Kylo Ren's story in The Rise of Skywalker seems like it's going to be a very interesting one as far as everything that goes when it comes to his dark side adventures in Episode 9 and his path and his basic, path to his end game at Episode 9 and what that's really going to be in the third act of this movie by, of course, JJ, Disney, and Lucasfilm. So, anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.